Hello, my name is Michael Clark. To most of the people in Haleyville, when I started working in Jasper, they started calling me Mike because we had too many Michaels around. But I sure appreciate Post 33 for doing this, giving us an opportunity to speak. I was retired as of now from law enforcement back in April. And I don't think you ever retire, but I decided to run for sheriff because I hear these things. I've heard them all my career. When I worked at Jasper for 21 years, I was a patrol lieutenant at Jasper. I was a drug unit lieutenant. I worked with the Walker County Narcotics Enforcement Team as assistant director for several years. And during that time, I would work in Jasper in the mornings and then come home to Lynn and work at Lynn in the afternoons, part-time. Was the police chief there. I did that for 5 years. We had a few problems back then with the sheriff's department, just like they do now. Because I've been out talking to people today, and one of the biggest things that they tell me is that the sheriff's department, and this is law enforcement guys saying this and some other people saying this, is that they don't work well together. They don't share information. I don't know what causes that, but some of the law enforcement people say it's been doing it for years. And it did happen like that. When I was the chief at Lynn, we butted heads quite a bit. And I don't understand why you have to do that. I think that in order to have a complete law enforcement community, everybody needs to work together. Because where Haleyville gets after somebody, they may move to Double Springs or move to Addison or move to Arley or just anywhere. They hop around a lot anyway. But that was one of my main concerns, is why the lack of communication and the lack of working together. And that was one of the factors of why I wanted to use my leadership skills that I've had over the years and employ them into the sheriff's department and discuss these things with every department in Winston County. Like I said, I've been all over this county already, and the people say the same things. So I came up with a couple of items that I feel like is important. First of all, I don't think we give a great response to people when they call in to the sheriff's department. And I say that because I personally called the sheriff's department last year, and I don't know if y'all have ever heard this, but I have heard it several times. We don't have a deputy available right now. They're in Addison. We don't have a deputy available. They're somewhere else. And a couple of people have told me stories that they've called the sheriff's department, and that's not the guys. That's not the guy's fault at all. That's the sheriff's department dispatch says we don't have anybody available, and the person on the other end of the line says, well, okay, I got a gun, I'll just take care of it myself. And then the whole conversation changes, and here they come, or they've been told they'd be put in jail also. So those type of things we got to get rid of. We got to respond to people when they call. And when they do call and you do respond, you have to listen. If it takes 10 minutes or if it takes 2 hours, listen to the people and their concerns of why you were called there to start with. They don't need to be told, well, we can't do anything about that. We got to go do something else. Okay, like I've said, respond, and we've got to listen, and then we got to act upon what they tell you. If they tell you that there's a drug house on this road that they live on, then it needs to be investigated. I'm telling you these stories because this is what I'm hearing from people. One said they called 6 months of constant drug activity, and they finally got caught. It's really, it's been my experience that it's really easy to catch them if you really think about it. I mean, if these guys, to be honest with you, they tell on each other. They do stupid stuff most of the time. You just got to be willing to go do it. And the drug part, though, is a special concern of mine because it's been going on, well, since I've started at Jasper. And I used to, believe it or not, I worked in the worst areas in Jasper. And one of the things we looked for was people with Winston County tags. And it wouldn't be long till they came by. So remember, if you take anything away from this, we got to respond, we got to listen, and we got to act from the Sheriff's Department. And I want to thank you very much. I want to ask you for your vote and support. I want to be your next sheriff. I have plenty of experience, plenty of leadership experience, and I want to thank you very much.